nobody told you as of yet today, thank you. I love you. If nobody told you as of yet today, I am proud of you. You're going to continue to achieve anything you set out to do. You understand me? Also, you already know, I do want to give you that brief disclaimer, right? So I only want you to take what resonates, and I want you to leave the rest behind. I don't want you trying for certain scenarios for you. If you don't happen to get your confirmation through me, I guarantee you're going to get it through somebody else, all right? So be patient with your process. Also, as you already know, my voice is too raspy to be whispering, all right? In the way that the allergies is set up, I may be speaking or breathing like Baby D running around that car at this time, all right? So I do apologize in advance. But again, I do want to say thank you again for all your love, like, share, subscribes, your gifts, kind words, not only to myself, but each other too. I appreciate you because I don't always get the pause in the middle of my message to say nor relay that to you. So thank you, all right? Also, I do want to say this. As of today, this will be the last day for you to book as far as the 15-minute coaching sessions via phone. I did have to stop the 30-minute coaching sessions just at this time period because I didn't want to take chances of you booking and me being unable to attend them, okay? Only because at this point in time, they can arrive at any point in time, all right? So again, my delivery is right here. So I didn't want to take chances pertaining to you booking and me not being available to you. Y'all know I don't play about my position, okay? So for the 30-minute coaching sessions at this point in time, I stopped them, okay? Until after they arrive. As far as 15-minute coaching sessions, you will be available to book them. I'll say today and tomorrow, although you will not see it on the site as far as availability for tomorrow or Monday, I can fit you in. So this is for the 10-minute coaching sessions and the 15-minute coaching sessions, all right? So if you book them, I got you. Just because I have availability, right now it looks fully booked on there for you, but I have knocked out a lot of coaching sessions prior to when they were supposed to be completed, just because I wanted to make sure that they finished. So I will say I have some availability. So although you may book further down the line, I'll be reaching out to you via email or text, or you can reach to me as well if you needed it earlier than what you previously expected, and I got you, okay? Again, it's going to be first come, first serve, so I'll try to get as many in during the day as possible for tomorrow as well as Monday, okay? So you'll be able to still book up into this time for, you know, the weekends to come. I think only availability for the weekends right now, just based upon the fact that y'all definitely been booking, and I appreciate you, okay? So I love you. So we're going to get started, okay? Now, the message for today is give it to God, all right? Now, as simple as that sounds, I'm going to break that down for you, okay? There's some of you that you have been battling certain things that you were not supposed to battle by yourself. This could be you fighting for certain relationships and you feel like that person that you was connected to wasn't fighting for it as well. This could be you in certain job positions where they wasn't reciprocating energy. They wasn't showing you appreciation. They wasn't paying you the things that you deserve to be paid. They wasn't paying you your value. They didn't appreciate you. They didn't acknowledge you. There's certain people that you would try to save from certain storms that was coming in the direction, and they fought you and they battled you when you was just sent there to help them. This could be you telling certain people, hey, you just being the messenger that God asked you to do, right? And when I say this, I want you to realize that God will use you as a vessel to say certain things to people. And it's messages that he's been showing them, signs and synchronicities. He's been showing them the situations that they in was going to lead to certain toxicity. He's been telling them certain things they needed to change about themselves in order to prevail, and they chose not to. So you cross paths with that person, and God used you as a vessel to communicate those things too. And sometimes these people took out certain anger, aggression, disrespect, so on and so forth. They battled you because they didn't want to receive the message. You have to think about this. This is almost like somebody trying to get through, right? So say like your mother was trying to reach you, And we'll say their mother was trying to reach them. They was ducking and dodging that conversation because they already knew what that person was going to say. So they sat there and seen the phone ring and they ain't pick it up. Seen the messages come, they ain't respond to them. So all of a sudden that mother called your phone and you buy them, so you put them on the line, and now they mad at you because guess what? You relaying certain messages and you connecting them to that individual. So there's certain things that they've been running from. God's been trying to show them. They knew they was been supposed to make certain decisions. And the fact that you brought it up to them, they sat there and attacked you because they was running from the truth. They didn't want to hear that at that time. You sat there and connected that message because you was used as the vessel to communicate that to them. So a lot of people was taking out unnecessary issues on you when it had nothing to do with you. You was trying to assist these individuals and you was doing what God asked you to. So you never went against God just based upon who you was around. If they didn't want to hear it, they didn't want to hear it, but they still was going to, right? As far as certain things that God guided you to do. A lot of you have to realize that you had to give it to God. Okay. Now, this is as far as there's certain things that you were so used to having to be in control. Not because you Miss Bossy or Mr. Bossy, not because you like to control certain shit, but it's because you didn't have no option to do otherwise. Since you was a child, you've always had to step up to certain positions. So you always had to be the monitor in a sense, not a monitor in spirit, but you always had to be the chaperone in a sense. You always had to direct people in the direction that they were supposed to be headed in. You always had to be the one who stepped up and overseed everything, right? Now God is telling you, no, this is your season to finally relax. This is your season to sit back and allow him to handle it. You've been battling certain battles that was not yours. How they say it was the Lord's. You should have been let go. He has more abilities to do certain things that you can't do. You understand me? So we're going to break this down. One, when you give it to God, that means you give everything to God. That's not you just giving a portion. That's not just you giving a little pinch. No, you got to put everything in God's hands. So your hands is open to receive the abundance. So your hands is open to receive as far as that reciprocation. You got to sit there and empty or unload the loads on God because he's the ones who can carry it at that time. You out here trying, your knees is buckling, you tired, you exhausted, you worn down, you broken down, you sitting there having certain breakdowns when you should be having. This is a season for your breakthrough. So give it to God because he has the ability to do things that you can't do. You understand? You limited in a sense. God has no limits. So when I tell you God is saying give it to him, as far as every worry that you have, and he has the ability to fix it. You've been out here holding on to something that's broken. So this could be as far as a relationship. You've been fighting so hard. You've been trying to pray for that person. You've been trying to sit there and make sure that they get pushed in the right direction. But this person sat there and resisted it. They fed into temptations. So you've been trying to protect them from things that God showed you they was going to go through had they kept making those decisions with those individuals, but they chose not to listen to you because it was coming from you. You understand me? So this is you fighting for that marriage, that relationship. This could be you trying to persuade that partner to walk away from temptations. You told them, again, God showed you a sign and synchronicity on things that was going to occur. You were that energetic storm warning. So God used you as a spiritual meteorologist in a sense to let them know what was coming in the direction before they even seen it. They ain't want to hear it. So you told them, hey, if you keep making these lustful decisions, this is going to be the outcome. Hey, if you go with that person who's truly not your friend, this is what's going to be done. Okay, if you continue to work at that job that's not for you, that finances was going to stop. Hey, if you just decide to make this one little small change, other things was going to be aligned. They chose not to listen. God was using you as a vessel in order to assist them. So again, God was using you as a spiritual meteorologist in a sense to let them know what was heading in that direction before they even seen it. See, at that time in their lives, they seen sunshine. They seen everything going well. They seen them getting their way with certain stuff. So you was sat there and used to hold a mirror to these individuals and tell them what was going to occur had they chose not to do the right things, right? So you gave them that storm warning in a sense. See, this is almost like when, as far as the news tells you, hey, you need to leave that area. It's about to get real. It's about to get crazy there, right? These individuals didn't pay attention to the signs. They didn't realize that that storm, like that tsunami, was about to come, right? They didn't pay attention to if they stayed in that location, how everything was starting to recede. Everything was starting to retract, but they wasn't paying attention to that because they was getting distracted, right? So this is that person who stayed in that job when God been telling them, and some of this is y'all. God been telling you that position was not for you, but you felt like that's the only way that you was going to provide for you. You thought that your stability had to come through that individual. You thought that your abundance was only going to come through that position that that person was going to give to you. You didn't believe that you could achieve certain things that God told you that you was going to get. You held on to the main thing that was preventing you from even achieving it. So God told you, hey, let it go. You stayed in that job. God told you, hey, that job's not really for you. You had to give up your peace for profit. You ain't want to listen. Because the enemy told you or persuaded you that if you no longer was connected to that job or those individuals, that things was not going to work out for you. And that's not true. It was actually preventing certain things from coming through for you because you didn't have enough faith that God was going to stand on his word. So that job that you stayed in, you ain't have time for your family. You ain't have time to enjoy the things that you work so hard for. So you working to maintain that house or maintain that car, and you couldn't even enjoy those things because you had to work so hard. Why? Because you had to work to keep in that position, right? You talking about if you quit that job, what you was going to do, the same thing that you would do when those individuals let go of you. Apply, get another position. You understand? So you out here persuaded yourself that you had to stay in that, thank you, baby, stay in that position because you wasn't sure how you was going to feed your family, didn't know how you was going to pay the bills. But if those people chose to walk away from you, which that's going to be the end result because God's going to make sure that he separates the two. If they chose to fire you tomorrow, what your ass going to do? Apply to another job? So why do you have to get forced out of certain situations? Why do certain things have to be so hard? Why don't you just listen the first time and see that you could already be in a position that you've been wanted had you listened to him? You understand? So there's certain things you have to realize the enemy wants you to feel like your blessings come through them. So you're allowing your blessings to get deposited in their bank. That's like you working so hard and your paycheck going to that person and they leaving you just the bare minimum. And you're the person working hard for it. So there's some of you pertaining to that position that you were in. God is guiding you out of that job. See, at first, he's going to show you signs and synchronicities like, hey, it's time to go. Because when you pull up, you are already ready to clock out. You tired. You exhausted. The people start annoying you. The people start picking at you. The people start using you. The people stop giving you things. You're not getting paid your value. So God will have everything start to retract from that position that you're at. And some of it's you, but some of these individuals that you was connected to, you were the person warning these people like, hey, that job ain't worth you losing out on your family for. Yes, you may feel like that job brings you freedom, but at what cost? Yeah, that job may provide you this. This is almost like a bird in a cage. Yes, you got food. Yes, you got water. Yeah, you got a little toy, but outside of that cage, there's so much more, right? But again, a lot of people were content. A lot of people allowed the enemy to persuade them that that's the only position that they can be in, that they needed to be there, that they wasn't going to work out. That's how the devil tries to break you down. You have to realize that your God, not the gods that they worship, these deities and entities, that your God, you understand, the highest of the high, you got to realize that he has the ability to make anything come through for you because it's controlled by him. So he can speak to the next person to offer you a better position. He can be on the heart, on the minds of certain people that you run into that's going to offer you that opportunity, but you not believing in it. So you staying stagnant. The same thing that you're supposed to walk away from is keeping your abundance from coming. You understand? So with that being said, there's some of you certain positions, right? God's been leading you out of that job, but you ain't listening. So now everything's dwindling. The paycheck is getting low. The hours is getting cut. You getting tired. So now you working, but you're not getting paid what you was. They promise you promotions that never come. You understand? Your energy is tired. You got headaches and you getting drained from them. You're going to start to see certain things for what it is. Now, some of you, it's the people that you was connected to when you gave them certain storm warnings. Like, hey, you keep prioritizing that money over your family. God's going to snatch that abundance from you. See, you're going to have to pick and choose what has better value. See, there's certain people that they didn't realize that God was giving them certain options. Had they made the right decision, certain abundance would have came. So yes, they was getting paid good at that other job. But if they chose to walk away from that position because they were supposed to be playing that family dynamic or be around other people or supposed to be in their purpose or their path or whatever the case may be, God was going to pay them triple of what they were seeing at that job that they was at. But they allowed the enemy to persuade them that they had two choices and they always constantly made the wrong decision. They didn't realize. So again, this is almost like when you see certain people, the tsunamis coming and they don't realize that water keeps retracting. They ain't realize them checks is getting lower. They ain't realize their body is breaking down. They ain't realize they're getting more tired. They ain't realize they're getting more irritable. They ain't realize that now them hours is no longer here. They didn't see certain things. It came slowly but surely. God was showing them signs and synchronicities that they wasn't paying attention to. You understand? And again, some of these individuals, you were sent as a confirmation to them, so they didn't even have to experience what they currently experiencing, but they chose not to listen to you. They allowed the devil to persuade them to continue to do what they was doing because the devil sat there and wanted to trick them out of their position. He didn't want you to see abundance come in. He didn't want to see you make the right decision. He didn't want to see you break that leg as far as that lineage curse. He didn't want to see those things. So therefore, again, he had you distracted on other things. There's some of you where, again, job positions are starting to end. It's a good time for you because God's not going to have one job in if another one is not about to begin. You understand me? But you have to trust the process. You got to put it in his hands like, okay, this is broken. I know God has the ability to fix it. This is like when you take your car to a mechanic. You know that you ain't able to fix that shit yourself. You got to put your trust in that person for that person to fix what it is that needs to get fixed. When you sat there and ordered that baker, right, that cake, you got to trust that baker that you provided what was needed, that he or she would be able to exceed those expectations, be able to bring the things that you asked or requested into fruition. This is like as far as somebody who makes clothes, a designer. You sat there and provided the image that you want, as far as the scene, and you gotta trust that they're able to do those things. You understand me? So when I say you have to give it to God, you have to give it to God. You may not realize how or the steps that's necessary for certain things to get done. You're thinking one way when really God is trying to persuade you to move another, right? So again, this is like you don't know what you're doing. You sat there and trusted this person to do the things that you asked them to do, but you looking over their shoulder to see if they're doing it right. How do you know? Because if that was the case, you wouldn't have even went to that individual, correct? So the same way you get irritated when somebody asks you to do something, they breathing over your shoulder. They out here trying to interrupt. They trying to direct you on what you should do, and they don't know what they doing themselves. They don't know what steps come first or what step comes last. They don't know. That's the same pertaining to God. You be breathing down God's neck. God, remember when I asked for this? He like, yo, I know what to do. I'm working on it right now. You like, well, God, I asked for love, but it seemed like you out here taking this off of that. You having this person walk away. You having this person react like that. God's like, you don't know what it takes to get to real love. You don't. I got to take this person out your life. I got to have this person learn the lesson of losing you. I have to have you know your value so that you operating out of that frequency in order to attract the person who's supposed to be coming towards you. God knows certain moves that need to be made. You understand? So you may not understand how things are getting orchestrated, but you're going to have to trust him. What you ask for, you're going to be receiving. So again, a lot of you, there's certain job breakthroughs that's about to come. You're going to have to make a decision. And you may feel like, oh, well, if you leave that job and this job offers more, God said, don't think about the profit at this point in time or the money that they offering, because you got to think that's a demonic trait. That's what the demon try to do. They try to pay you off, right? God said, nah, really think about what aligns with you. What hours do you truly want? Not what hours are you willing to accept because you feel like you're in a desperate position. Absolutely not. God said, if you can have whatever you want, what do you want? What kind of job really suits you? Okay, you say you want to work between these hours, then that means that you shouldn't be accepting any jobs that's offering hours outside of that time. You have to trust that God's going to have the right job come at the right time, right? So again, this ain't no settling. God said, I want you to know what you want. So when you order it, you know what's about to come. Okay, this ain't no, oh, well, you can see. No. What do you want? So as far as the job, this is the time to think about the hours. What hours do you want? Not know what you're willing to do. Absolutely not. What works better for you? Okay, you say you want hours where you're working during the same time that your children are at school. Okay, God's going to present that to you. Okay, you say you want a job that you can work ahead or move in advance or you understand, have the opportunity to advance. Okay, then you stand on that. You say you want a job that brings you peace. Why would you go in a place that doesn't even align with where you need to be? It doesn't fit. It never will, right? So God is saying, no, choose wisely. You're so used to having a bargain and compromise with certain things. God said, nah, what do you want? Okay, so you say you want that job. Okay, be patient for it to come, because offers is going to be getting thrown at you. As soon as that perfect job gets presented, another job's going to get presented to you that's going to say, yeah, well, they offering this, but I could pay you that. And a lot of the times you choose the job that's telling you money over your mission, right? So therefore, you get in that job that offers you the most money. Now you broke down. Now you tired. Now you exhausted. Now you run down. Energetically, it don't match. So God is saying you may have a job that may offer you not as much initially, but within a few weeks, a few months, you done got promotion. So now you financially where you need to be. The opportunity is there. It's an investment. There's some of you that, again, you're not thinking about the future you're thinking about right now. You're thinking of at a time that you are run down. You're thinking at a time that you're limited. You're thinking at a time that you feel like you have nothing. Absolutely not. God is saying choose wisely, because you can sit there and take that job that offers more profit, but it's going to end a lot sooner, right? So again, make sure that you are well aware of the prayers that you're asking for. There's some of you, when it comes to love, you were so focused on that person playing you, using you, cheating on you, deceiving you. Some of these individuals were doing those things to you, but you lost focus on you. You truly weren't being you when you met these individuals. You have to realize that sometimes God will send certain people in your life to hold a mirror up to yourself as well. You said that they cheating on you. You done cheated yourself out of opportunities. You done cheated yourself out of happiness. You say that person, oh, they don't buy you gifts. God holds that mirror up. When's the last time you bought yourself something? You talking about, oh, well, I was nice. I seen this out and I bought it for them. Why you ain't buy it for yourself? You were here first. That's like you having a child and you not doing certain things for them, and then that other child comes, or somebody else's child comes around and you doing it for them and you leaving the original left out. Absolutely not. So God will have you aligned to certain people just to see how you treating you. You understand me? And sometimes those people will get used to show you on what you've been doing to you. Oh, that person, oh, they don't never listen to me. You don't even listen to your intuition. That's that mirror getting held up. Oh, that person they sat there and never appreciate me or reciprocate certain things to me. You don't even do that to you. You do all of these nice things for everybody else. Holidays come up, you do it for them, but don't do it for yourself. You don't even believe in you. You talking about that person don't support you. You don't believe in you. You ain't jump out there for your dreams and admirations. You want them to compliment you, but you're not even confident about your looks. You want them to serenade you and say certain nice things to you, but when's the last time you said something nice towards you? Every time you looking in the mirror, you sitting there dissecting certain things about you. You talking down about you, and you wondering why the people around you are doing the same things that you're doing. So there's some of you that when you connected to somebody romantically, you start to lose yourself. You start to become everything that they want, but you not anything that you want. You understand? You start taking your attention off of you. So prior to that person getting presented, you was focused on your business. You was out here dressing up. You was out here taking care of yourself. But as soon as that person got connected to you, whether or not that was you romantically connected to them, you start prioritizing that person off of yourself. You took all the attention off of you and put it on them. So then what did God have happen? Them start to switch up on you. God took them or had them removed from you. That's almost like when your child or when you was a child, they had tests, they had schoolwork that needed to be done. They had homework that they needed to do. But that game was distracting them. Them friends start distracting them. So therefore, they didn't have the ability to balance the two. So God is going to take the one thing that is not prioritized, less important. He going to make sure that that gets set to the side. Not that that person doesn't have an important position in your life, but at this time, you should be prioritized, because in order for you to be the vessel that you need to be in the position and purpose that you need to be, you don't realize how you keep certain things flowing and growing. So if you are not your best, that means that when you cross paths with this other person, they're not going to be able to get the abundance that they're supposed to be getting, the energy that they're supposed to be receiving. You kind of hold up certain things. You got to realize that you are the machine in a sense. You're that pop-up generator that if you're not fully charged, nobody else can plug into. Everybody else's shit's going to go dead if you're not able to be around to revive it. So God will start removing certain people from you that's distracting you. People that you are putting too much attention on these individuals. Your friend may not be a bad friend, but they keeping you off and distracted. So just like your parents said, nah, you're not hanging out with so-and-so. When you get off of school, you come right in the house and do what you're supposed to do. God is doing that. That relationship. God will sit there and have you focus on you and have that person realize what reciprocation is. So that person that you was connected to, you was pouring into this individual. You was loving them correctly. You was out here trying to see them happy. You was buying them gifts, taking them on trips, speaking life into them, praying on protection for them. You was out here trying to lead them in the right direction and they resisted it. God sat there and had to also teach them a lesson by them having to run into a karmic that didn't do none of those things. Somebody who was destructive like them. So he had them get held up to a mirror too. See how they treated you. Disrespected you. Now they getting disrespected. Act so nonchalant. Now somebody acting aloof with them. Try to act like didn't prioritize. God will have you look in the mirror based upon how you act and have somebody cross your path. So God had y'all two separate so you could focus on yourself. You had to learn your value. You had to keep your identity because you done lost your identity to everybody else. Oh, you so-and-so's mama. Who was you before you had them? Oh, you so-and-so's father. Who was you before you had them? You haven't even allowed yourself to enjoy yourself. You understand? Not that you putting off your children. Absolutely not, because that's how you get your blessings to stop. But you have to be able to balance the two. You understand? You can't just think selfishly about yourself, but you can't exclude you either. So this is like you buy a gift for them, you buy a gift for yourself too. You speak life into them, you better speak life into you too. You have to be able to reciprocate. And the people who didn't appreciate, God's going to have them have to face certain karma with individuals other than you so that they can learn your value. You understand? Some people think everything's good and anything that comes with work. So again, you may have been in a partnership where they felt like the person that they was connected to was more fun than you. Didn't hold them accountable. They ain't have to pay no bills. They ain't have to change their ways. They ain't had to make the right decision. They just accepted them the way that they was because that's exactly how that person that they connected to was too. Right? Didn't really hold them at no value. Was able to take whatever came with them. This is almost like a kid that's like, oh, I want to go to so-and-so. And I done gave this example. This is like a child saying, oh, I want to go to Granny's house because Granny ain't got no rules. Oh, I want to go over to my friend's house because they can do this. They ain't got no rules. But then guess what? When they get over there, after they done sat there and wanted to go over there so bad, now all of a sudden they out there having to do chores. Now they want to hurry up and run back. Now they ready to come home because Granny done made them clean up after themselves after allowing them to run them up. Granny done sat there and told them now they had to do chores. They had to clean certain stuff up. Granny told them that they have a time limit that they can be on this. So now they looking at you like you're not that bad. See, there's certain people that ran into other relationships, cheated on you, put somebody else over you because they felt like that person was more valuable, not realizing in due time that person was going to ask for the same things that you was asking for. You understand? They thought that they was going to go over there with no rules. It seemed like it was so much better because they didn't get held accountable. But in due time, that person who said, oh, nah, they cool with just being friends and benefits, now they want a commitment from them. Oh, that person who said, oh, they pay their own bills, now that person all of a sudden wanting them to pay bills for them too. Now that person who said that they can just have sex and they cool, they going to the next, now this person's acting different with them. Now all of a sudden, they starting to see that you wasn't so bad because you were the nicer version of that karmic. That karmic didn't really love them. That karmic was used as a tool to bring you two closer together. So there's some of you where your relationship that ended and they done went in a different direction. They done got themselves caught up in certain shit. God will use that third party in order for them to get corrected. And he'll end up bringing y'all right back in. Now, some of y'all don't want to hear that, but it's true. You understand? Where, again, God will have them go, how they say, take you through there, take you through. God is over there. They getting drugged. You heard me? They asses getting ring, ting, binged up, all of that. They didn't want to play the position for you. You just asked them, hey, help take care of your kids. Be nice. Think about me. Don't be out here sleeping around. Don't be in everybody's inbox. Don't be communicating with other people. You just wanted that respect. You wanted that reciprocation. You wanted that appreciation. But what was you giving to them? You sat there and catered to them too. So you asked for certain things, but you ain't asked for certain things that you wasn't already giving this individual. You asked for love. Shit, they had it. They ain't give it to you though. They had love. Why? Because you gave it to them. So this is like you giving somebody $100 and saying, hey, can I get $5? They talking about they ain't got it at the time. You a damn lie because I just gave you 100. So how you don't have $5 to hand to me? I gave you that. This is like you buying somebody, giving somebody money to buy your gift, and they talking about they ain't had the money to get it. How not when I gave you it to give it? You understand? So you gave them love. They talking about they ain't have it to give you. That's a lie. Because you done poured a lot of love into this individual. This is like somebody talking about they ain't got gas to pick you up and you just filled their car up. That's a lie. You got it. You just choose not to do it. They chose to. God, you have to realize that God will put you in a position of decisions. So God will only give them enough in order to make the right decision. So God will say, hey, I'll give you this much love. And then guess what? The devil will try to come in to get that. He'll send Jezebel spirits, lustful energies, people who can mess with or feed their ego, temptations and all of that. He'll send both of them in a direction. Have you ever realized when you and your partner is doing so good, then all of a sudden shit go bad and you realize it's because somebody else then came in and they entertaining that person and their energy is not the same? They don't realize that the whole time they getting set up for them siren energies. That God gave them that time to choose. Hey, you only got this many hours. Who you going to choose to be with? Sometimes they chose to be out there parlaying and partying with them demons. This is almost like that movie Life, if y'all familiar with it. You remember when Martin and Eddie had enough money or enough gas to get back to where they came from? But they went into that bar. Eddie got persuaded with gambling. Martin got persuaded. So, you know, as far as their names was different. But Martin got persuaded by that siren who gave him that sob story talking about her mom's surgery. And he gave the gas money to her when he didn't even have it to get back. The siren energy will attack your partnership by testing them temptations. So if your partner is not used to saying no to sex and that person, that's all that person has to offer at that time, they're going to throw ass at them, throw pipe at them, and see what decision they're going to do in order to get them out of line. And they be dumb. They go in that direction, not even realizing that that temptation was going to lead to destruction. It was going to set them back. So, again, this is a test. They have to realize that the devil will send certain tests in order to see what they're going to do, but God will allow the test to happen because these individuals need to learn their value. They're going to have to make better decisions. They're going to have to look into it, right? So, with that being said, some of these people chose the wrong direction and now they're paying for it. There's some of you that they done did so much karmic shit that there's no way that they're going to be able to return back to you. There's some people that they'll still have an opportunity because the love that you had for them was unconditional. But this time it's going to come with conditions, which means that you're not going to chase them. You're going to give them the option on whether or not they get selected. You're going to have to see the work that they put in. You're going to have to see if changed behavior happened. You're going to be the one that now they in their feelings wondering if they're going to get back or be able to come back. Whether or not if you're going to dismiss them and go in a different direction. Now they're going to feel limited because the same thing that they was prioritizing over you are now starting to fall through for them. They put money over you. Now that money's dwindling. They put sex over you. Now that sex ain't the same. You understand? Now they can't, if they are masculine, they shit's on slump. If they a female, that water park done dried up. It's not hitting the same. God's not going to allow it to be the same. You understand me? So with this being said, I want you to realize that God is having you focus on yourself. They have to learn those lessons. Now, with these lessons, you're going to see certain things not progressing for them as things flourish for you. But you can't feel bad. You're going to have to continue to focus on you because this is a lesson that they need to learn. So the people who prioritize money over you, put you down, made you feel like you ain't have enough finances to be around. They was popping their shit, talking about you was limited. At that point in time, you could have been, but God knew what direction you was headed in. So God was like, oh, you going to talk to so-and-so like that? They played you, disrespected you, went on to somebody else that lied and said or finessed them to act like the finances was there, but the finances wasn't. So they chose that female or that masculine over you, thought that they had money. Now, as they got closer, they're going to start to realize shit is not what it appeared to be. Now they look back and they see all the money that came to you. So right now, you're going to see certain people, how things play out for them. There's some of these people that was prioritizing other people's kids over you, and they're going to realize the kid wasn't even theirs. There's some people that sat there and thought that they had a come up. They were so quick to cut you off thinking that the other person, it was going to be different. And now they realize that person has set them up. You understand? So with that being said, you got to let them learn their lesson. You can't keep trying to get in contact. It's like when somebody's acting up and you keep trying to save them from getting their ass whooped. Nope, you're going to have to let them do it. God's going to have to spank their asses. I say that respectfully, but it's going to have to happen. You can't keep spurring them. You can't keep saving them. Absolutely not. Now you're going to have them deal with their consequences. So they prioritize money over you, made you feel less about you. Now their money is going away and money is coming to you. Now they are over there looking and moping and sad, trying to give hints because they need assistance. But where were they at when you was limited? How did they talk to you when they felt like you ain't have shit to offer them? God's like, no, let them learn. The same way you figured it out when your money was down, the same way that your ass was crying because nobody came through to help you out, the same way that they gave you their ass to kiss when you felt like you was limited and you was down at the burrow of the bottom, when you felt like you didn't know what you was going to do, how they disrespected you. Thank you, babies. God's like, absolutely not. Now that he about to take them through it. And the empathy in you, because you don't want to see people go through what you went through, you're going to try to save this individual when God said, absolutely not. Nah, you got to have to think about the things that they done. They're going to have to learn their lesson and figure it out like they did, like you did. You understand? So as far as them choosing other people over you, okay, don't fight for that person. Don't be over there sick. Don't be over there sad. Don't be over there thinking about what they doing with that other individual. That is no longer your business. Let them see. You got to remember what side you on, chosen ones. Because sometimes you out here thinking like the karmic, baby, only good's going to come to you. Anybody that sat there and played you is played themselves out of certain positions. You understand me? You're going to have love regardless. You're going to get reciprocation regardless. Your come up is coming regardless. So you can't sit there and think that this is the only person that's going to give you love, and that's not true. Yes, you may have wanted it from that individual, but you're not going to beg them to give it to you. Absolutely not. The same way that you sit there and tell somebody, oh, when your kids is trying to be nice to them neighborhood kids that's being mean to them, and you like, don't beg nobody to be your friend. Don't beg nobody to be your woman or your man either. You understand me? So although you sad and you thinking about that person that they with is getting the best side of them, absolutely not. The best was coming with you. What they about to run into with that individual is karma, money gone, energy dwindle. You understand? Certain things, they gonna be tired. They gonna be run down. They gonna be stressed the fuck out. They not going to be looking like themselves. They not going to be, them people, again, they're put on a persona because that's what the karmics did in order to get them in. Siren energies will make themselves, so that's why I call that social media sirens. People that you look like this way online, but the whole time in real life, it's a whole different thing. You acting like you got that money, but your money is really funny at this time. Oh, you acting like you the perfect parent, but you don't even really communicate with your child. You acting like... So you out here letting the devil swindle you by casting an illusion on you, making it seem like they doing better than you. And the whole time it's not true. They just trying to use your mind against you. So you start to manifest better things for them. Now you looking at their page like, oh, they doing good. Oh, they over there happy. You giving them that energy. I'm not giving you shit. No attention, no recognition. I'm not wishing you well. I don't wish against you, but I'm not giving you none of my energy at all. So the devil will try to persuade you that everything looks good. So you speak that into that direction. I'm not speaking abundance on you. You're going to have to figure it out. I'm not going to speak. Absolutely not. So don't let the devil cast certain illusions where you think the enemy then won and you lose it. Absolutely not. God has sat there and had you. God, this is how confident God is about you. He'll have you in a messed up season for a while. Money, living check to check. Stressed about this. Can't buy yourself shit. Can't go and do this. He'll have you limited. This is like him holding you back as far as a race. Letting them other people run ahead. So this is like a track meeting, right? Where all of a sudden, you sitting there, you gotta wait. And they get 10 seconds in advance. God didn't let them say, so divine time ain't the same as our time. So them 10 seconds could have been 10 years. Could have been 10 weeks. Could have been 10 days. Could have been 10 months. Whatever the case may be, right? They sat there and had that head start. And God's like, go ahead. And you like, man, is it my turn? Is it my turn? Nah, sit back. These people were so arrogant. They thought that they was surpassing you. They just knew that you was going to lose. The whole time, God held you back because of how quick certain things was about to come in. God knew that you had favor over you. God knew that you have abundance that's coming to you. God already had certain orders and steps within you. He already knew what he put in you. You had that turbo in you. Them turbo blessings, meaning that at any point in time you click that switch, everything comes into you. It starts rushing in. So God sat there and let you sit out all these seasons and let these people get so arrogant in advance and feel like they were so far ahead. And the whole time they didn't even realize that you was already 10 laps ahead. So when they sat there and was passing you, they didn't even realize that you've been passing them. God had you sitting back in certain season. And when he told you that you was released in, at that point in time, the rest is history. So he'll let them people get so confident thinking that, oh, you too far behind to ever beat them. Oh, they did all these tricks and did all of this shit that you would never surpass them. Oh, your business wasn't booming for a few seasons. You'll never get this. Oh, well, now they're in for a rude awakening. Now, all of a sudden, by the time they get there, they're going to realize that you already arrived. You already done took your pictures and now you chilling on the sideline. I'm trying to tell you. So when I say don't let the enemy get to you or persuade you that you done lost, no. You cross paths with certain people to give them an opportunity to win. You understand? So don't feel like because right now you feel limited. Do you know what's about to arrive? I told you that this is your season. This is your spiritual tax time. 2026, everything that you asked for is getting presented. Are you ready for them? That's it. And again, you have to realize you're on a winning team. That's it. You don't have to be the star player of everything. So some of the abundance that you about to get, you're not even going to have to do much in order for you to receive it. You on a winning team. So think about the NBA. You could be riding the bench If your team wins, you get that championship ring too, just like your ass was out there actually having to put certain work in. No, you did certain things in order to get on the winning team. You was a good person. You show love. So now when this blessings come in, it's not going to be just based upon what you can do for you. It's what God's aligning with other individuals that's going to do for you too. This is why I say do not sit there and just put your blessings in one basket or think it's coming from one direction. Absolutely not. Your blessing that you say nobody helps you out. This could be somebody walking the trash for you, seeing you, offering to carry the groceries for you. This could be somebody that you in line and you behind them and now they want to pay for your groceries for you. Your blessings is coming in a various direction. You understand? So you have to be ready to receive them and acknowledge them when you see them, because some of you are turning down the blessings that you've been asking for. God's like, why you keep asking then if you're going to keep turning away every time I present it? You say you want love. That person complimented you. You ain't even acknowledge it. You say you want an opportunity. This person gave the opportunity to you and you denied it. So then God's going to stop sending it because you're not receiving it. You're not appreciating it. You're not enjoying it. You turning it down. So therefore, why is he going to keep sending things in your direction if you acting like you don't want it then? You understand? So with this being said, give it to God. Know that this is your time. Know that this is a lesson for certain people who didn't believe in you. Sometimes God will have individuals around you who don't believe in certain things until they see it arrive for you. And now guess what? You part of their breakthrough. So yes, some of these people may have not believed in you, but look at the people around them. They're no different. So some of these people, despite, depending on what they did, you may have to have that forgiving heart. Where you like, listen, you ain't know no better, but you're not going to get them full access. Like, no, you learning a little bit. You changing a little bit. Some of the things that you went through is to show other individuals how they can get through it. Some of the things that you got presented with is to show people what they about to be getting presented with, right? So you may have started off with nothing. These people didn't pay attention to how you started building something. And God had that aligned because he knew at that time that in the end, you was going to have all the abundance come and they was going to have none. So therefore, he was like, hey, you better choose it wisely. So those people that had an opportunity to pour into you and chose not to, now these individuals are limited. Now your cup is pouring over and pouring over and pouring over, and they don't have anything. That happened because God knew in the end the reverse of power, how it was going to be. That person who was responsible for paying all your bills and they treated you like shit because they had to do it. Now things fell through for them, and now the abundance came to you and you're the person who has to do for them. And now they're nervous and they scared because they know how they carried you when you needed them, and now they needing you. You understand me? God changes everything. How they say the last will be first and the first will be last. That's what's arriving. So you waiting for your time. That's it. You understand? You have to realize that you are going to, God will use you as an example every time. And don't think that because he put you in a position or if you feel like you in a bind that he don't show favor over you. No, he knows that you have the ability to get over all of this, that so many people are watching you, either watching for your failure or watching you to see what you're going to do to get out of the situation that God presented you, and you're going to spur and save these individuals because they going through it and now you done show them the steps to take. So I'm telling you, God will use you as an example every time. He believes in you. All you got to do is present as far as your piece to him. So just like you want that person to fix your car, you got to present them the money. They going to fix it. You understand? You want somebody to build as far as help you build that shelf. You got to provide the pieces and he going to fix it or build it or she going to build it. So for you, you got to provide the faith. You got to provide the space to let God do his thing. Know that, okay, God got it. I ain't even going to stress. Okay, that check didn't come yet. I know it's going to come when it's supposed to. You just got to show trust. Because God don't want you to only join his side based upon the fact that you know what he's about to provide, because that's no different than these people trying to use you on what you can do for them. Absolutely not. God said, prove your loyalty before them blessings come. Don't just want y'all to be my friend and all of that when the blessings come in. No, I want you to, when things is limited for you, I want to show you how loyal I want to see how loyal you are. So I know when I give this to you, you deserved it. You understand? So show faith. Like, man, God got it. I ain't stressing about it. But better know when God presents it. Because God's not going to just present it in the direction that you think. He's going to come in different direction. He's going to keep the enemy off you. Enemy thought that you was only going to get money from this job whole time. You started your side business up. That side business is booming. They was focused on the wrong thing. Okay, you sat there and was focused on love to come like this, but it really came like that, but it came at the perfect time that it was supposed to, so on and so forth. The opportunity that got presented, what came in the right time, divine timing is different than what you expect. Let God do his thing. You understand? So sit back. What you stressing for? If you stressing, you ain't putting in God's hands then, because I know God gonna handle it every time. You thinking like, damn, how you gonna get to work? Now all of a sudden $20 appears. Now you get this cash back. Now you get this person purchasing this. Now somebody give you back your money that they owed you. Whatever the case may be, a bonus that came towards you. Know that things is getting paid when they supposed to, but you stressing about what? Oh, well, you got to move by this time. I know God's going to move in different ways before that move even needs to come. Put it in his hands. Y'all talking about, oh, I trust God and I know God. No, you don't, because why you stressing? If God said for you to be transparent and tell this person what it is, or sit there, don't hide from it. You sit there and be truthful with it and see what he presents to you. But no, God is going to come through every time for you, and you are the one that's blocking your blessings because you don't believe it. You got your arms crossed up. How you going to catch that abundance? How? You sitting there, he say you going to move and you keep saying, no, you not, no, you not. How are you going to? What? I know God going to make a way anytime. I done been there where I'm like, man, listen, I need to move soon. And I'm telling you, I'm transparent. Years ago, when I first started my business, God told me to end the corporate position I was in. I said, God, give me a sign. He showed me 2 at a time. I said, okay, cool, I'm going to quit. That was guaranteed money, a position that everybody else wanted to get into, but I sat there and just went ahead and forfeited it. God said, nah, start your business. Started my business, right? I'm like, man, I'm watering the seed. I planted a seed. I done watered it, but I wasn't seeing no sprouts. At that point in time, God told me, nah, it's time for you to move into a new house. I'm like, how? With what income am I going to show? God said, do you believe I got you? I said, yeah. He said, do this. Go on live a few times for this. Sit there and focus on that, but know that I got everything handled. I said, all right, cool. And I did that. When I tell you that I was making more money with my business than I ever did working for that corporate position, and that corporate position, I was getting paid wonderful. When I tell you my money tripled within that week on all these coaching sessions, booking sessions, celebrities reaching out to me, people wanting to sow seeds into me, people sending me cash apps randomly. When I tell you my business start booming because I listened when God said, go on live at this time, post this video at this time, pray at this time, be optimistic at this time. I listened when I told you that by the time I needed to even move, my income was triple in what I was getting from that corporate position. So therefore, that's what I got to show them. He told me to get an LLC before I even knew what I was going to be doing. You understand me? I listened. God said, plant that seed at this time. I said, cool. Water it at this time. I said, yes, sir. I'm not questioning you. He the gardener. Why would I question that? I don't know. I'ma listen. And every time I listen, I promise you, right before I had to move, the money came. Had enough for the deposit, the truck, had enough as far as my income showed 3 times the amount in order for me to move in. You understand me? When I tell you everything was divinely aligned, just because I listened. So there's some of you that you're not realizing your blessings is getting held up. And again, this was when I first started my business. That was like 3, 4, 5 years ago. You have to trust that God will move you when you need to. Divine timing. But you got to listen. It's like somebody telling you to duck. You better duck at that time. This somebody telling you to jump. You better jump at that time. Because you're not listening or second guessing will actually block your or slow down your blessing. Now you out here sad or you scared, and God's like, yo, I told you to apply to that job at that time. I told you to quit that job at this time. I told you to let that go at this time. I told you to go speak to that person at this time. God will have certain things happen for a reason. So just listen. Everything's working out on your benefit. You about to be in a new place, a new space, around new faces. You about to be abundant. There's things that you got to let go that you feel like, oh, now you're not ready to. Absolutely not, because it's blocking certain things from coming through. There's a lot. But again, if you need more clarity, I got you, babies. Links in my bio. Remember that I did say, hold on, because you know we got to do the little confirmation. Hold on. You know we got to do the little verification. We good. But I will say I got some openings, okay? So although you may not see the openings for Sunday or Monday, if you book, I got you. But I have to be transparent. If you missed your session, so if I'm calling you during the time we supposed to have it and you didn't call me a couple days in advance to say that you can't have it, I have to move on to it. That's why I put that disclaimer when you first book, like, hey, if you missed the session and you don't reschedule by this time, then you forfeited your reading. And I don't like that to happen because I don't play about my business. But you have to realize at this point in time, my time is limited. So during the 30-minute coaching sessions, that's why I kept pressing like, hey, go ahead and get in your sessions, because as it gets closer to my delivery date, I'm not going to be available for it, because I do not want to take risks of me not being available at the time that you booked it. If you book a reading and I'm reaching out to you like, hey, send your picture over, try to touch base with you, and you don't respond until hours and hours later or days later, you forfeit it. And I'm not the type, I don't like doing that. I don't play about my position. I don't play with people's money. I don't play about my purpose. I'm here for a reason. But I'm not able to keep accommodating individuals that, you understand, I can't keep doing that because I get in trouble. God yell at me. You understand me? God don't play like that. He be like, nah, what I say, you being a pushover right now. You guys stand silent. So I'm not getting yelled at for y'all. You understand me? So I'll say this. Please be available. If you're unable to, I understand things happen. Let me know in advance so I can have somebody else be able to get in that positions. Let somebody else come up, because my readings be back to back. My coaching sessions be back to back. So I have to start at the right time, because another one comes right after it, or another one was right before it. So you have to be as far as on time with it. If for some reason you feel like you're unable to make as far as the reading, communicate. Let me know ahead of time just so that I can have somebody come in. I'm not trying to be mean, but I can't keep having it, because there's certain people that you say you was, listen, I send notifications. You get the notifications prior to the readings. I reach out to you prior to the readings. I send the emails. It's automatic. So it sends you to let you reminder. You have to be on time, okay? I understand things come. If I have time and I'm able to fit you in, cool. But if it's after a certain time period, baby, you're going to have to talk to me another time, okay? But I love y'all, okay? I appreciate y'all. I'm not trying to sound mean or harsh or none of that, but I just wanted to give y'all that transparency because, again, my delivery date is any day now, all right? I'm trying to get in as many people so that I'm available to them. Certain people that need to speak to me sooner. You understand? So until they arrive, then certain time is, restricted. But I love y'all so much, okay? I appreciate you again. Thank you for everybody who sent things off my registry. Thank you for everybody who sends people in my direction. Thank you for all the love and appreciation. Thank you, babies. Thank you for everybody who, after they read and they reach out to me like, yo, you was right on this, you was that. Thank you. I appreciate you. Y'all confirmation for me too. You understand me? So I like that God allows me to be. Thank you. I love you too. Thankful that I love my position. I love my purpose. This is something that I truly love to do. I definitely do. And again, after I have my son, I'll definitely just be doing coaching sessions more. Because my other job, I work 2 full-time jobs. So my other job, I'm going to take maternity leave soon. Okay. you know, I'm about to take it. So then I'll have more availability, but it'll be on a daily basis because again, after he arrives, I'll be able to know, okay, well, I'll have these days. But prior to him arriving, because he can arrive at any time, I don't want to take chances you booking too far in advance and then that be the day that I give delivery, okay? Thank you, babies. So I love y'all. Again, I'm going to post this on YouTube. I'm going to be back tomorrow to do another live for you. I'm going to also come back Monday to do another live for you. But if you book your readings or your sessions ahead of the time, at this point in time, watch out for the email. I'm going to reach out to you because I have availability tomorrow and I have availability Monday to knock those out, okay? I believe Tuesday too, but again, book it. It's going to show ahead in advance because I have a lot of bookings at this time, but I knocked out all of the 30-minute coaching sessions. So therefore I have openings. Okay. I love you, babies. Y'all continue to be great. If you need me, know how to reach me. Okay. Be great.